Hi there, folks. Welcome back to Rich Reviews. And the latest of the films that didn't go wide release in theaters, didn't make much money or found its way on to the internet. The latest of these is Run, Hide, Fight, and this is written and directed by Kyle Rankin. Now, Kyle Rankin, almost 17 years ago, made a film for Project Greenlight. Remember that thing, folks? Project Greenlight, the Showtime series that was founded by Matt Damon and Ben Affleck in order to find the next great filmmaker and hopes to finance their project. Now, of course, the only people that come out of Project Greenlight were the people who wrote the last several Saw films, and Kyle Rankin hasn't done much since then. He's now back with a new film, and apparently this is being distributed by the Daily Wire, which is apparently a conservative news outlet founded by Ben Shapiro. Now, Ben Shapiro is sort of in conservative circles, sort of a little bit like Andrew Breitbart and Steve Bannon, only a younger version of themselves. Now, the production company behind this film made Brawl and Cell Block 99 and Dragged Across Concrete, so they're known for making exploitation films. And apparently this is a 22% on Rotten Tomatoes, which tells you something not very good, and apparently has a low Metacritic score, which I don't always take Metacritic seriously. Isabel May plays Zoe Hall, a girl in high school who's a senior, who's ready to graduate and go out into the world. As we see in the beginning, she and her father, Todd, played by Thomas Jane, are hunting deer at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we come to learn that her mother has recently died. And of course, like all teenagers, she's seeing her dead parent. Granted, I always suspect to myself, why don't people in Disney films see their dead parents? Of course, that would make it a much more disturbing film. She and her best friend are driving to school one day when they come across Tristan, who's setting something up in the middle of a field. And basically, when we get to high school, it's towards the end of the year, promposal things are happening, people are doing senior pranks. So Tristan has decided to set up something much more deadly. He wants to do a Columbine, and given the fact that we live in a day and age where everything is live streamed, he's going to live stream it and make the cops look foolish by having them report to every conceivable fire in the county. That way they won't respond in time. Tristan has 3 associates with him: his punk goth girlfriend, the punk goth girlfriend's brother who's mentally ill, and this one other dude who is just a blubbering idiot for going along. Zoe doesn't happen to be in the cafeteria, although one girl happens to come in bleeding. And this is where the film sort of becomes a cross between, those high school shooter films, Elephant, and We Need to Talk About Kevin, and becoming a Die Hard film, complete with the scene where she goes up in the air duct vent. And also there's a rat in the air duct vent, which clearly you cannot actually fit in an air duct vent. Tristan is a writer's construct because no high school student is that smart enough to conceive of this type of plan, although there probably are, and I just am not made aware of that. And he dispatches of the high school principal staff fairly quickly. Then there's obviously a sheriff played by Trent Williams, and obviously Tristan is sort of like, yeah, they have that one scene of dialogue in which Tristan sort of makes fun of the overweight cop. Now, of course, Zoe manages the dispatch of the goth girlfriend, now also to tie up the blubbering idiot, and his reason to go along with Tristan is one of the laziest reasons that I can think of. And her reaction is like, you're doing this because someone made fun of you in 6th grade. Now, people have done things for less. And granted, a lot has happened since Columbine, since 1999. Wow, I feel old just saying that. Granted, I think the director wanted to say something about gun culture or the nature of woke culture. I don't really get any of that. And, but the cops are basically idiots. Tristan, granted, I've seen films in which the bad guy says at the end, oh, it took me this many years to conceive of this idea and execute it. And it's like, no high school student could easily come up with this plan and not be detected whatsoever. Obviously, critics are calling this an exploitive thriller because it's set in high school. Films made about high school shootings have been introspective, they've been thought-provoking, and this is none of these. Maybe I'm just in the mood for that. Maybe it's because, let's face it, the last 4 years I've been a cakewalk, and we all want to let off steam, and we're all stuck at home watching whatever we can because the theaters are closed half the time. And Isabel May, who's on, Young Sheldon, she was on another series I didn't watch, she's fine as the John McClane character. One very creepy scene in which the shooter is like to a hot Hispanic teacher, take off your clothes, I'm not a child. And it's like, I think most people have had that one daydream of having sex with your hot teacher, but that's, obviously it's not in that way. And so in the end, folks, what I'm going to say about Run, Hide, Fight, basically enough, I'm going to give this a Netflix ranking because clearly it's not as offensive as the critics are saying. It's just not as memorable. So, folks, Run, Hide, Fight. Have you seen this? What do you think? Please put everything in the comment box below here, folks. As always, folks, like, comment, subscribe, and enrich yourself with knowledge. I'll see you next time, folks. Yes, hooray.